Guys, today we're going to answer a question from a stay-at-home mom who's struggling to get a job and get herself back into the work world. I'm going to tackle that topic right now. Hey guys, it's Brian back at you with another video where my goal is to mentor you to a rewarding career and to help you create a life you're proud of. And in that endeavor, today I'm going to answer a question from a fellow viewer who's wondering how she can get back into the workforce after being a stay-at-home mom. She's got a very specific degree. We're going to answer that, but before I do, quick plug, guys, if you have a question that you want me to answer in a future video, you know where to find me, 101mentoring.com. And if you want to work with me personally, if you like my advice, you like my approach, you like my tone, you like my smile, hey, go to my website. You're going to find my products and services there as well. We can work in a one-on-one session. We can go through a deep dive into your situation. I can help you choose a career. I can help you get your foot back on the right track with regards to your career. I do talk about dating and relationships, not too much here just because a lot of my content is more related to career stuff, but I do tackle that and it's actually doing pretty good on the side. So if you want to talk about that, we can talk about that as well. But really my goal is to help you guys, right? I really want to help the future generations. I want to help the existing generation, and it brings me so much joy to do these videos. And so whatever I can do to help you guys out, that's really what matters. And one last point, which I think is super important, is to know who I am, what my credentials are and all that stuff, what my background is and why I am able to tell you what I'm able to tell you. You can check out my LinkedIn profile. I have a link in the description down here or up there. I'll also have information, a little bio about myself on my website, so you can definitely check that out, read a bit more about me, and hopefully that will give you a better sense of why I do these videos to help you guys. All right, let's get to the question. And this person, I believe her name is Nasreen. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. And her topic is about getting a job without experience. And it goes like this. Hi, I am Nasreen. I have a bachelor's in health and environment and a master's degree in hydrology 8 years ago. Okay, good to know. My first year job hunting didn't work. Then I became a stay-at-home mom, worked a few years ago for one term in a primary school, then I quit. It wasn't suitable for me. Yeah, I mean, primary school is a completely different environment. You're not really using your degree per se. I mean, it's primary school. I mean, how much do you have to teach these kids, right? Utilizing your degree, that is. Yeah, it's more about managing children than it is about using your education with regards to hydrology. Now I am looking for a job, but I am not sure anymore what to look for. I feel my knowledge related to my degree has been decreased. Well, yeah, because you've been out of the workforce for 8 years. I mean, I'm sure so much has changed within the last 8 years with regards to your major. So of course, I totally feel the frustration, and I'm sure there's a little bit of anxiety as well. Since my degree is vast career oriented, I am not able to focus on what I need to focus on to. Even now, either I get no answer when applying for jobs, either I get sorry message that one was hired. Sorry for the long message. Hope get your advice. Kind regards. Okay, so a couple things. You say that your degree is vast career oriented. I'm assuming you're saying that, it's very, very general, and therefore it's hard for you to focus on the exact career. Well, that's the case of all majors. Let me make that very clear. College isn't intended to give you that specific career. It just can't. That's not how it's built. Think of how many infinite career possibilities there are, and as a result, it's really hard for a college or university to have a major specific to each career path. It's just impossible. It's just not built that way. So instead, it really focuses on giving you a foundation of expertise. And then yes, you can narrow that down to a specific stream as you climb that academic ladder, especially if you want to do a PhD or something beyond that. For the vast majority of us, it is just a general foundation of education, and it gives us a lot more options with regards to career. And after that, a lot of the knowledge is experience-based or on-the-job training, which is why you're struggling, because you've been out of the field for so long, you haven't had a chance to get that much experience, and as a result, you don't really know where to go. And I think that the first priority and the main priority is to focus in on what you want to do. And that's the hardest part. And I think it's not just you as a stay-at-home mom, but for all college students, because their foundation education is so broad, it's hard for them to focus in on the exact career path. And so what happens is that they start looking at which major. They try to rule out the major, and hopefully that will direct them to the right career path. But I think that's the wrong approach. The right approach is to focus on career paths that you want to explore and then move backwards and figure out what education you want. In your case, you can't do that, but it's still important for you to start looking at what career you want. Don't worry about what education you have. You obviously focus on the sciences. So with that in mind, what are the jobs you can get with a science degree? That's really where you want to start. You're telling me when you do apply for jobs, you're getting messages from other people saying, sorry, we've already filled that position. Well, there's a couple of things there. You have been out of the workforce for a while. It doesn't look like you have done much since other than be a stay-at-home mom, which I really, really commend you for and emphasize the importance of being a stay-at-home mom. I think a lot of people view that as secondary or not important or not significant. It is not an easy job, and it is just as important, if not more so, than any other job. All right, like to be able to raise your children and be there for them all the time is so important for their development and to have a strong family. Off topic, but I just really want to make a point. Okay, so with regards to the answer or the situation where you're getting constant feedback from companies saying, sorry, we've already hired someone else, that means a couple of things. Either you don't have the experience or your resume and cover letter isn't doing the trick for you. And I don't know of your situation. I think it'd be really cool for us to work together in a career prep standpoint, but let's assume you have your resume and your career letter perfect, and for whatever reason you're still not being hired. I really think what you want to start focusing in on is just trying to get your foot in the door, right? I have links to other videos here about what kind of jobs you can get. What are my options? And I think you're really lost there. Let's not worry about the degree that you have or what you've majored on. Let's just come to the realization that it's 8 years ago. The information you have is probably outdated now. And so you kind of have to start from scratch. All you have is a bachelor's of science. Think from that standpoint. So what can you do now? And the other thing that you are probably struggling with is getting focus. And you're probably putting a lot of pressure for you to figure out the perfect job, the right job for you. Well, guess what? Because you don't have the experience, you don't have the luxury of knowing what the right job is for you and what the right career path is for you just yet. And just like anyone else starting, you need to start somewhere. Anywhere is better than nowhere. So like I said, you've got the other videos that will kind of give you some guidelines, but then start applying to these other companies and try to get your foot in the door, because you're starting completely from scratch. You've got, let's be straightforward, you've got very little value to contribute to a company. You've got very little experience. So you've got to start from the ground level and work yourself up. Let's just start getting out there and ruling things out. Maybe you want to do a QA job and realize you hate that. Maybe you want to get on the production floor. Maybe you realize you hate that. You work in the lab and then realize you hate that. It doesn't matter, because what you are going to get exposed to is a huge network that you didn't have before, and also much more experience that you can now put on your resume and say, you know what, I don't like this, but I kind of like this idea of R&D. How do I get there? Oh, I kind of want to explore this area of regulatory affairs. Now you've got experience. Now you've got companies you've worked for in different roles, and that can help you go into that stream. And on top of it, you've got exposure to internal postings at a company, and you've got a brand new network of people, your manager, your colleagues, your manager's boss. You've got a lot more in your network that you didn't have, let's say 2 years ago, because you didn't stall. You didn't wait for the perfect opportunity. Just get out there and apply. Now, if you're applying for entry-level positions and you still are getting a lack of response or no interviews or no callbacks, you definitely know your resume and cover letter aren't up to par, and probably your interview skills definitely need brushing up. And I don't know that. Try it out, let me know. But if you want to work with me, definitely check out my career prep option. You may want to get ahead of that sooner than later, but I'll leave that to you. No pressure either way. So there you go, Nisreen. I hope this video has helped you. Hopefully I didn't stress you out too much, but I really wanted to give you very direct feedback, what I think your next steps are and really where you should be focusing in on. Guys, if you are in a similar situation, feel free to reach out to me. Go to my website, 101mentoring.com. I've got tons of other videos, blog posts. I have all that there. If you want to work with me, you know how to find me. All right, guys, really good question. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, hit that like button. If you really liked it, please hit that subscribe button. Love to hear from you guys later. Till next time, cheers.